Shake, shake the room. Alright, where am I at here? Where are we at? What are we doing?
Oh, hey. Did you change it?
I turned it off because it was on 10. I didn't want to leave it on for 20 minutes. I don't know how long. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good night, good evening, farewell. How's everybody doing on this fabulous Saturday, right? Who's excited? Super Bowl weekend, and here in Tampa, of course. Well, Clearwater, Tampa's across the pond. But here in Tampa, it has been crazy. Fernando here has been to the NFL experience not once, but twice.
That's right.
Haley and Sue went the other night. The night I was doing the High Five Vegas show, they asked me if I wanted to go, and I was like, I got a High Five Vegas show to do. You think I care about the Super Bowl? I mean, what do I care? I'm not going to go throw a ball and dislocate my shoulder. That would suck.
That would be cool.
No, I would be broken. I literally, everything you guys did, I would have been broken. I mean, I would have probably kicked the football, busted my toe, threw out my knee, thrown the football, dislocated my shoulder.
Yeah.
And then the only thing I could have done is the sprint.
Okay.
But knowing me, I'd have the wrong shoes on, so I'd
Yeah.
slip and fall and kill myself. And end up in the hospital.
Okay, so thank God you don't win.
I think there you go. It was much safer to sit at home and talk to Hi-Fi and cuss and tell everyone about the stupid comment that we got and it turns out that stupid comment we got, someone also sent the Hi-Fi.
Oh,
so
really?
It was like 2 stupid comments. What did that say? Hold on, go back. That was, can I compete? Oh, stop moving. Can I compete in SQ with a infinite baffle? Yeah. Yeah, actually, a lot of the SQ guys are infinite baffle. Jeff is a big fan of infinite baffle. Gary Biggs' car, Gary Biggs, right? No, Gary Biggs' car at the BMW, the Audio Frog one.
I don't know.
Yes, you do. We've seen it every year in California. It's sitting there in the audio control booth with the 2 free air subs.
Okay.
The BMW.
Yeah.
You've heard it. The one that looks like it's in a box.
Oh, okay.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, see? That's what I...
Yes, but to answer the question, yeah. Look at you do business. I'll talk to Paul this week and see what we can get. Wait, I missed the Hi-Fi show. What was the comment? Just watch the Hi-Fi show. I don't want to take anything away from the show. We had a lot of fun. Plus, I really can't. His show, if you haven't caught Hi-Fi Vega, when we do... What is it called? Reverse Polarity? When we do Reverse Polarity on Thursday nights at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother take on car audio. It's not a show like this. It's more 2 dudes hanging out, and we kind of talk about car audio along with a bunch of other things in life that's really kind of exciting. And the whole allure to it, I think a lot of people find it amusing, is because I cuss.
Well, because you can't cuss in here.
I don't cuss on here because, Dean, do you like football? No. I'm not a sports guy. Like, it's funny because, like,
Okay, so you're going to soccer games, you're going to hockey games.
Yes, hate them all. It's torture. I went to soccer games because Haley played soccer. So I would sit in the stands and force myself to do this.
Yeah.
It is like the longest hours. I loved watching her play, but the minute she went off the field, it was over for me. I could care less.
Like, we can go home now?
Yeah, exactly.
Really?
But the funny thing is like, I run a lot, as we know. Like, every night, it's like, go home, run. Get back to work.
Okay, so do you watch the Olympics when they run?
No, it's not that entertaining. I'll watch the Olympics just because I enjoy watching competition. Like, watching the Olympics is fun, but I'm not like... I get bored easy.
I got stuff to do, guys.
I get bored easy. It's like, don't get me wrong. You put a good movie on, and I'll just be like, become a zombie. I'll just be like,
love movies.
Like last night, I was waiting for Haley to get home, and I was like, I want to see some female kick some butt. Yeah. So I turned on Peppermint. If you guys haven't watched Peppermint yet, it's an older movie, and I've seen it before, but it's new to Netflix, and so I was like, I want to watch Peppermint. Which reminds me. We put together a list earlier today. Don't worry, we'll get to your questions. We will get to your questions. We put together a list today, and we want to. If we were looking for movies that were female-centric superstar movies, meaning they play the badass.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the easiest way to say that. It's like for example, Peppermint. She's just kicks everybody's butt. So we came up with Hardwire. With Gina, the chick from the MMA fighter from Mandalorian. If you haven't seen that, or it's either Hardwire or Haywire. I don't remember which one it was. Ava, which is new. A lot of these are new within the last 5-10 years. Peppermint, Old Guard. I don't know if you guys saw that one. Actually, it's funny. The last 3 movies she's done made it on the list because you had Old Guard, Atomic Blonde.
Yes.
And what was the other one that she did that we were talking about? So I mean, Red Sparrow, Anna. If you haven't seen Anna, which also corresponds to Hana, both the TV show and or the movie. Lucy, Resident Evil, any any Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Underworld, there again, any one of the Underworlds. Wonder Woman 1, not 2. 1. 2 sucked. 2 is the deuce. Kill Bills, there again.
That was a lot of bills in there.
Alien.
Because
the Sigourney Weaver, that's the only one. These, some of them are old.
Yeah.
Tomb Raiders.
Yeah.
Any one of the Tomb Raiders. Personally, 1 was better than 2, let's be honest.
Resident.
He threw out G.I. Jane, but that's not an action-y. To me,
she was a badass.
She was, but yeah. And Nikita, La Femme Nikita.
Yeah.
Any of the Femme Nikitas, the TV show or the 2 movies.
Somebody throw here, Sheena.
What?
Sheena. I think that was with the X.
Well, Xena, Princess Warrior, Xena.
Oh, okay.
Lucy Lawless, and Xena, Princess Warrior. It's funny. I was doing a deep dive on that the other day because I was wondering what happened to Gabrielle, which was her co-host in that. I just because I'm like, man, I wonder what she's up to.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, we say salt.
Salt for sure.
Totally.
Yeah, we had salt on here.
Yeah.
But because I was just thinking, as the father of a daughter.
Oh, see, that's another one right there. The warrior princess.
Okay.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was pronounced.
Black Widow might be good. Well, so Red Sparrow was a
Sonja.
direct.
Okay.
Red Sonja with Arnold Schwarzenegger and the Russian chick that was Sylvester Stallone's wife for a little bit.
For a little bit.
She was. Yeah. When they did Cobra, she played the. Cobra, good movie. She played the love interest / that's who they're gonna kill.
Right.
Kick ass. Yeah, but that was more about the boy, not so much about the girl. The girl was awesome in it.
Yeah.
She's a screamer for sure.
Yeah.
She was the one that was in that airplane movie that I just watched and is going to be in Tom and Jerry. Red Sonja, yeah. Columbus in the house. Anyways, so that was the topic of discussion today. She's not Russian. Well, it's the same concept, though. I mean, It's like John Wick for girls.
Kind of.
Which is,
right.
I mean, let's be honest.
So, all right. So, to finish this, which one you think is you know what,
See, I think you can group these into, if you look at, Ava, Peppermint, Anna, Red Sparrow, some of those are just, it's all about the woman. It's just that woman actress, badass. And to me, I like those more so than, a story. It's I just want to see the John Wick female stories. I love those. I think they're cool.
Yeah, me too. Totally.
This has been an Action Movie Talk with Dean and Fernando.
Thank you for watching, guys.
Okay.
On to the show. Nice. I like that one.
He's picking it up. He's finally getting the idea. Terminator 2. But there again, it wasn't about her. She's badass, but...
It was about Terminator.
All right. Hey, so can I get a Metro DSP harness anywhere since it's sold out? 2020 Civic, I have gone from the factory amp. Yup, I know, right? So, welcome to the world of COVID. Oh, Ghost in the Shell. I almost put Ghost in the Shell in there because I just did a deep dive on the cartoon over the last month. But yeah, I would agree with you on that. But I figured Lucy was close enough. Anyways, back to the Metro part. All right, hold on. Let me do this. Because
what are we talking about? For the Civic still?
Yeah.
All right.
My battery's about ready to dead on my laptop. So let me get my
charger first. Anything from the 80s and 90s? I'll go. We're still talking about movies. Hang on.
Well, no. Red Sonja would be her 80s or 90s, but I mean, they sucked, man. They were, the thing, you look at the modern female badass movie, and they're just so cool. I mean, it's they're not afraid to let them play the role. I like it a lot. It makes me feel happy to be a dad of a daughter that can do anything, and they're finally showing that. Alright, what do we got here? Digital signal processor. Yeah, they don't make that harness anymore. Alright, so what does that harness look like? Hold on. So it's that new harness. Let's go to 2019. So if we just need the DSP, that's the problem. That's because the new, like if we're just doing the high level like we did in the like the Accord we're working on.
All right, real quick, I'm running channel per channel. When I check polarity, it goes red from the tweeters, mids, and center. When I flip 180 degrees, it goes green. What should I leave it at? Well, I mean, you can leave it at green or you can leave it at red. Like,
what are we?
The point is, so all the speakers do the same thing.
No. Slow down. It's not all the speakers do the same thing. It's so you know what the speakers are doing.
Right.
So, for example, if like you get into a Chrysler, you wired everything up in polarity and you turn it on and they're all popping red.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No. So tweeters pop red, mid-range pop red, mid-bass pop green.
Wait a minute. Say that again. Tweeters pop red.
Yeah. Mid-bass.
Front doors.
Mid-range.
Mid-range. So a three-way set?
Yeah.
Is it passive or active?
It doesn't say.
If it's passive, all right. So that takes us to another thing. If it's a passive system, and it goes red, red, green, they're probably doing that to compensate for a shift in the crossover, a phase shift in the crossover. So they've flipped it 180 degrees to fix the dip that would appear naturally because of the 12 dB crossover slope.
Now he has a center too, a center channel.
Again, it doesn't matter. It's not. They're not playing at the same frequencies. The mid bass is not playing anyways. All pass filter is a whole nother headache. We're assuming we're not dealing with an all pass filter here because then it depends. An all pass speaker isn't going to affect the tweeter. It's going to affect the mid range, not the tweeter, because where that all pass filter is centered is right in that frequency pop range. So the tweeter would pop one color, the mid range would pop another. But if we're talking a three-way set that is passive, if it's active, okay, if you have an active system, they all need to pop the same. You should be at a 24 dB slope, Linkwix-Riley, and so if you do 3.2 up, 3.2 down, and then 400 up, 400 down on the crossover, and it's all 24 dB, all Linkwix-Riley, they all need to pop the same polarity. If you have a passive crossover in there, and let's say the tweeters pop red, these pop green or green, red, whichever, that's because the passive crossover more than likely is assigning the issue. You still want to go and investigate just to make sure, but leave it alone because that's the way it was designed to do it. If you have a three-way passive set, some are popping positive, some are popping negative, and you've checked to make sure, continuity check to make sure you didn't screw anything up, then leave it the way it is because it was doing that to fix where the roll-off would happen and you'd have a dip in the frequency response. So when doing a polarity check, you're checking to see that they're all doing what they're supposed to be doing, not necessarily all red or all green. Don't EQ flat. That's entirely up to you. I mean, no, EQing flat's kind of boring, but I mean, it's a good place to start and then go up from there. Let the speakers kind of play their characteristic is usually a pretty good idea. Like if, there again, you have to, sound is whatever. All right, so back to this, what I was looking up here. Let me, go ahead. You can talk, Fernando.
I have nothing to say.
You have nothing to say. Okay, well that sucks. All right, so I didn't have enough time to look at what the current 2020 harness is, but I think it looks like this. Let me go to the laptop and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this is a 7117 harness. All right, so this is the 711731, and this is a 71, which means this is the factory harness that plugs into the back of the radio. If we go back a page here and we go to this is the 701731. And the purpose of showing you this is what the back of the radio looks like. All right, these are the two harnesses you would get to make a T harness. So if you're just trying to make a T harness because you don't have the premium sound system, almost every kit or harness that Metra makes, they make a 70 and they make a 71. Now there is a difference between the two in the sense you look at the 70 and you'll notice like there's not that many wires there. When you go back to the 71 and you'll see that there's a whole bunch of wires there. So sometimes you have to buy 2, possibly 3 70 harnesses to make a full harness for the T-harness. In some cases you don't have to, because once you've pulled your radio out and see what's there, you may not need all these wires that are on this location. But in a pinch, this is what we do to make a T-harness. So even though those aren't available, this may work for you. If you go to the 2020, they don't list anything. That's why you'd want to take a look at the 2020 harness and compare it to the 2019 harness and see if they're the same harness. If they are, you can make the harness. Okay.
All right. When you EQ a system, do you get the response flat with the RTA and then leave it? Or do you still do a final tune by ear?
No, everything gets an ear test at the end. So when setting up the system, you know, we set out the laptops, we have the RTA, we have the speakers playing, we've spent the hour or two, whatever it is, to get this to look really cool, and it looks great. It's like, ooh, look at the, ooh, you know, and everything is just yippee-de-doo. I get into the car at that point and I take a listen to it. I might actually do it multiple times throughout the tune, depending on what I'm trying to do. So most of the time, it's usually right after I get done doing the front stage, before I do the rear stage, I'll take a listen to make sure it's where I want or what I'm going for, and then I'll move into the rear stage. But yes, I will always listen to the car when I'm done and make sure that it sounds the way I want. If it doesn't, I hop back out and I try to figure out what is not jiving. Like, what did I see wrong in the actual tune that is causing the problem I'm having? But there's always an idea of what we're trying to do going into it, or a house curve as they call it. But yeah, just because it looks cool on the meter doesn't always mean it's going to be perfect in the car. Sometimes it just, things don't sound right. So you're going to go in and tweak it a little bit. But yeah, that's perfectly normal.
All right, Fly99, thank you, man, for the 15 bucks. I'm running the Morel Tempo Ultras 692 6x9 components.
Yeah.
With the Morel 2.5, the mid-range, right?
Yeah.
What would all be a good 3-way passive crossover for this? Also, a good amplifier to push them all.
You've never actually...
But SQ.
Well, I mean, for the most part, you're just going to be putting a cap on the 2.5. The 2.5 is going to naturally roll off on its own. It has a natural high-pass roll-off where it's just going to naturally stop playing. Ideally, it'd be nice if you could put a real amplifier on them with a bandpass and limit it so that it doesn't affect with the tweeter, and you can have volume control for them. That's really going to be more the problem than anything else. No one's going to make you would have to custom make a passive 3-way crossover for it.
Now, do you spend the money doing the passive crossover, or do you just buy the DSP and go full active?
I would go full active. I mean, it makes more sense.
And then you don't have to worry about that.
But the problem is going to be the volume. You need to be able to level control these things. And when you're passive like that and just throw the 2-inch in there, you're going to have a problem with volume. It's really not even necessarily the crossover. I mean, you could build the crossover to change the volume, but at that point, yeah, you're not going to buy that off the rack for sure.
Right. He's in Disney. Downtown Disney.
Who is?
Bobby.
Is he?
Yeah, right there.
Oh, yeah, because they just opened Downtown Disney in California.
Well, that's a plus.
Audio Dynamics makes some amazing equipment. They do. We were actually just playing. We had a car back in. One of the car we put the Audio Dynamics system in, the DSP, the 4 to 8. We had to replace a speaker on it. We were waiting to get in because we had a problem with one of his amplifiers when we put it in. It took out one of the speakers, so we had that back in today, and we were playing with the DSP, doing a final tune on it, which was really fun. It was good. All right, so someone was asking a question about the DSR-1.
All right, Dean.
Yes.
I want to feed the DSR-1 a balanced feed.
Yeah.
And need to verify that they do not share a common negative on the RCAs. They do not share a common negative.
Okay.
I just want to know.
Honestly, I've never tested for it. I've never tested for that. It's like never been an issue. We've never, honestly, I've never tested for it. Any scenario we've always put it in is, it's either high level, low level, and it worked. If it's a high level, that would be your balanced. If it's a low level balanced, most of the time low level is unbalanced. So I don't, it's kind of an odd one. I don't know. We've honestly never tested for it.
All right. What amplifier will you pair two 6.5 flags Evo 2 way components? Not by Amplifier. Crossover system, a kicker key 204 be strong enough, or it needs a bigger amplifier.
What do you got?
I think it needs a bigger amplifier.
There you go. Even if they do, yeah.
Totally a bigger amplifier.
Ooh, 20 degrees in Ohio. Can't wait to finish my Cavalier build.
Cavalier? I love Cavaliers.
I know, right? You had one, didn't you?
I have, yeah. 89 Cavalier. My first car.
Yeah, dude. Those, man. I am going to be anxious to see a Cavalier that isn't just hammered. Because, like, there are no unhammered Cavaliers here, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Pop's different color, red, and some are green. When you're trying to pop like a... Okay, so someone earlier when we were talking about popping, and they were talking about all-pass filter. An all-pass filter is going to screw up polarity pop. I'll tell you that right now. Different volumes can cause the issue. An all-pass filter is... Try to wrap your head around this. So frequencies are all moving in the same direction. They're either all up and they're all down. Okay, so like a positive sine wave is going to do this, and it's like, oh yeah. Or just you're looking at EQ and all the frequencies go like this, and then all, so you look at sound going up and down, so you have this big 20 to 20. Well, an all-pass filter, to help with imaging, takes a frequency, and even though all the frequencies are moving this way, and then they move this way. Well, when these are moving that way, that frequency goes, nope, I'm going to move this way. And it's a frequency, it's a polarity flip at a specific frequency, and only that frequency. Just so happens to also be right around where speaker pop volume is most sensitive. So, like in a Toyota, if you're trying to speaker pop the factory radio because of the all-pass filter, this will be positive 1 minute, turn the volume up, and it'll be negative. And you're like, what the hell? So all-pass filters can totally screw up polarity pop. In that case, you have to go old school, and you have to do literally wire continuity, where you go to the amplifier, and you go to the speaker, and you've wired the speaker up, meaning you know that this is positive and this is negative, and then you put that on the negative, and you go to the amplifier, and with the speaker disconnected, obviously, because otherwise it's, it's voice call. You go, all right, these are my positive wires, these are my negative wires, hook it up, and then you're golden from that perspective. So sometimes you can't do polarity pop and have it read properly. It's not fun, but hey, welcome to the world of car audio. And all-pass filters can be a pain in the ass. They're a pain only if you're going to try to time align. If you're not going to try to time align, let the all-pass filters do their own thing. My guess is if a proper all-pass filter in a car, which if they've done it, it's usually proper, you have some imaging that you wouldn't normally have.
Have you ever used the REQ?
REW.
Is that REW?
Yeah, Room EQ Wizard. Yeah, that's the thing you use with Andy's tool.
Alright, now it says REQ. Auto EQ to try to automate the equalization process before.
No, I mean I'm all for like auto EQing, like, but I have a process. I just sit down and do my process. Like everyone that you talk to that has has been tuning. They have a process, and they just do it, and they go through the motions. The DSR1 output channels fail over time. I'm assuming that's either a question. I don't know if it's a statement. It's a period, so it would be a statement. I'm reading it as a question, and that we do a lot of DSR1s, and I don't think we've ever gotten a DSR1 back. No. Can you think of ever replacing a DSR1?
No. The only problem about the DSR1, and I'm pretty sure that
is the password.
Is the password. That's it. Somebody can get into there and change the whole system. It's crazy.
Anthony, I don't like it. I don't like it. All pass filters. Okay, but that's the thing though. An all pass filter can be your best friend as well as your worst enemy.
Right.
So, if we're tuning a car and we know it has all pass filters, they've already done the work for us. Yeah. Like all we have to do is hit it with some EQ. Bye, Felicia. Because they've already done the hard stuff. Yep. Like there's a sound engineer that has way more intelligence about that than I do. Has sat in the car and went. Boom. But if we're to believe Harman, they want to make it so that you can pay the dealership and just flick a switch and they'll go in and re-EQ your car for you. Because if you don't know what we're talking about, you didn't watch the news yesterday. And for those who didn't watch the news yesterday, you can find the news over on Dean and Fernando's Car Stereo Clips. We do it every Friday at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's a fun time to be had by all.
All right, so... Hang on, I'm going to say something.
No, do your thing.
Spanish. Rafael. Para usar 10 bocinas activas, necesitas 10 canales. 10 bocinas son 10 canales a fuerzas. So... Tweak ADA is not going to help you. Vas a necesitar, like, how many channels? The PX?
The Tweak 88?
No, the PX, the Alpine.
It's 6 and 12 out. 6 and 10 out.
So, 10 out. So, más o menos el Alpine. O si no, hay varios, pero tienen que ser 10 canales.
Exactly, Fro. And hi, Fro. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, buddy.
Let's say hi. Are the stock 6x9s in a 2016 Ram good for mid-base? They're not good for anything. Not at all. If you'd like a reasonably priced upgrade for the Ram, check out the Kenwood Exelons, man. The two-way set that they make with the 3.5 and the 6x9, those are some of the most affordable, badass sounding 6x9s you're going to get your hands on. And every time we do one, man, we just sit there and go, wow, really? They are nice.
All right. Are the stock 6x9 in the 2016 Ram? Is it good for mid-base?
I just read that. That was literally the same. Wow. I'm like, this sounds like an echo in here.
Yeah,
does the seatbelt chime? I mean, it could. It depends. What are we talking about? Best amp for active Virtus Nano Carbon 3-way. Ooh. So that's a 3-way set. 6-channel. There's a couple. Depends what you're trying to do. Like, I'm not sold on the 6-channel, like, oh, I just want a 6-channel. But if you do want a 6-channel, obviously the LC 61200 is good. The other thing, too, is also think a little bit outside of the box in the sense of what else do you need to do in the car? What else are we amplifying? So, for example, a 5-channel amp and a 2-channel amp is also a really nice combination. So, like, if you're going to do, like, one sub, buy a 5-channel amp to power the tweeter in the mid-range and the sub, and get a 2-channel amp and or a 4-channel amp to bridge to the mid-bass. Or a 4-channel amp that's more power to run, like, a 4-channel and a 5-channel to do, like, 1, 2, 4-channel here, 4-channel there, sub. So you got to get wide on the thought process of powering up a 3-way. Don't just think because I have a 3-way set, I need a 6-channel amplifier. Not at all. One of our favorite combinations right now when we're going full active is to use multiple amplifiers to do, like, get a 5-channel, get a 4-channel, get a 5-channel, get a 2-channel. So that you can, have a little bit more fun with life. However, another amplifier to think about. No, you need more power than that. Never mind. Go ahead.
Speaking of 2C tune, Fernando, do you do a driver side tune or 2C? No, I don't have that. It's only for me. That's it.
Yeah, 1C2.
1C2.
I got that kind of time, bro.
Yeah. All right.
Hold on. Does a seatbelt door chime annoy anyone, or is it just me? It sucks. It sucks big time. It annoys everybody. Especially when we're trying to record and we realize that the door chime has been going off and we've just totally ignored it for like the last 5 minutes and we have to reshoot the whole scene. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Roberto, thank you for the $10, man. What audio upgrade would you suggest for the 2020 Toyota Camry? Harness, speakers, amplifiers, DSP.
Ooh, Camry.
I have the non-JBL 8-inch with a CD.
I mean, it's an 8-inch. So there's really no reason to change it.
No. I mean, no.
It's going to have 2 ohm speakers. So honestly, I'm thinking power and DSP. Like, to me, that car would be perfect for a front stage upgrade.
Oh, totally. It has the 3-way, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's got an all-pass filter in it. So, I mean, I would just do a front stage upgrade. Nice 5-channel amplifier.
Okay.
You know, with some power. New speakers for the front. So go active front sub, like the LC, the LC audio control, 51300, because it has the bandpass crossovers on it.
Yeah.
You have all kinds of fun with that.
Yeah.
Or, you know, depending on how loud you want it, maybe something that has a biampable crossover, passive crossover. It's like a set of Focal Flax has a biampable set of, so you could easily go with any 5-channel amplifier out there.
Yeah. Go crazy with the K2s.
Yeah, it's got the all-pass filters in it, so it's like,
with the Morels.
obviously something with a, does the 2024, yeah, dude, cars since 95, all Toyota since like 95, 98, some silly time have all-pass filters, they suck. But we've never really had to worry about it because we've always just pulled out those radios. But there again, it's not the end of the world. Like I said, it's done the work for you. All you need to do is EQ it and, you know, enjoy it. So don't let it freak out. But in as far as that goes, you know.
Yeah, you have plenty of options to
5-channel.
Yeah.
5-channel. Front stage upgrade.
Totally a DSP. Definitely a DSP.
Phase 2 electronics and Broadman, Ohio is in the 80s. Heard of it?
All right.
No, I haven't. Phase 2, no. No, I haven't.
Phase 2.
The 80s. I really wasn't paying attention to car audio much in the 80s. I mean, 88, 89. So, like, 88 was really when I was, like, tuned into this thing. That's when I first started going.
So, technically, that would be, like, in the 90s, like, going crazy.
Well, no, 88 was, like, when I mean, let's be honest. When I open a book and I dig into the book.
In 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's like, so 88 was right when I started getting, like, hardcore into this stuff.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. Somebody say DM608 for a Civic 2020, 10 speakers, running channel for channel, regardless of the red or green pop. You explain.
Yeah.
What crossover for a Mille Pros? It's not like the Hertz actually give you the crossover point on the website, right?
Yeah.
And the FS and all that stuff for there.
They do really good.
Yeah.
Or just call and talk to Lance.
Electromedia.
Yeah. Lance does. I would just give him a call. I mean, obviously, like I said, if you can get the FS of the tweeter, then you just multiply it by 2 at 24 dB, and that's really a good place to start. Unless you're doing a lot of power, sometimes you want to multiply it by 3 or 4. But for that Honda that we keep, talking about, this is the DSP interface. This is the base model. This is the one that's hard. This is actually available right now, the AX DSP3HN3. I know that because, we just ordered 2 of them the other day because we have one coming in here shortly. But this is what we're going to use to go into our system. So we're going to use this to go into our DSP. We're going to use this as a preamp. They make 2 versions. This is the one that's available now. And this is made to tie into that premium sound system 2020. Anyways.
All right. Does the 2016 Nissan Altima non-Bose require some form or some sort of LGDs for an LOC? Not the Ultima.
No, not an Ultima.
The Ultima is fine.
Yeah, we've never had
the 18.
we've never had a problem.
We don't have a problem. So I want to...
Can I read this one real quick?
Okay.
On a 2018 Mustang with a 9-speaker, is the signal to the door 6.5 or rear deck better to tap for a audio control ACM 1.300? If you're just doing subs, you're going to want to get the one in the door. If you're just doing subs, you want to get one for the door. When you're ready to upgrade that whole thing, though, and take it out, DSR1 is your product right there. The DSR1 is programmable for the car so that you can, there's a harness, one of these harnesses for it. You can plug this in and you can get a full 8-channel preamp output. All your chimes, all your backup sensors, Bluetooth, hands-free, all that stuff will work. But just for tapping in for a sub-amp, I would go to the passenger door.
Thank you, Jason.
All your wires are in the driver's kit.
All right. I'm in between the Focal and the Morel. My co-worker has Morel.
Yeah.
So he's trying to convince me to go with Morel.
Don't let him do that. Here's the thing. We all know it. I've said it a million times. If you're not on my team, you suck.
Mm-hmm.
All right? They both make excellent speakers. Morel, big fanboy. I'll be the first. Like, we all know I'm a Morel fanboy. Like, yay, I bleed it. I got my cup is Morel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have Morel shirts. I got my Morel hat. Fanboy. Fanboy. Morel home speakers. Love them. Would I love for you to go with Morel? Of course I'd love for you to go with Morel. You know, I love the company. I love the people who work there. Casey, Natasha. They're awesome my homies. People. True player for life. Anyways, with that being said, I also like Focal. Love it a lot. It's a real unique sounding speaker, just like the Morel. And I love all those people. Nick and I just totally...
Nick, Nalika.
Thank you. I don't know what Nalika was just,
and all these
so guys. It's like, love the Orca guys. So
no.
There again, people are people.
Yeah.
If I'm looking at access...
Now, what would you do? Like, exactly. That's the point. So like, what kind of line of Focal and Morel?
Same comment we were talking this morning. We were talking about access, and we were talking about the...
hybrids.
No. Access.
Oh, the access. Never mind.
So access,
and the Maximo Ultras.
Maximo Ultras.
Yes.
And we were like, we've heard the access 3-way set dozens of times.
Yeah.
And we were listening to the Ultras, the Maximo Ultras that we haven't heard a dozen of times. And I was really impressed with the way those sounded, playing the same music that we've always played with those, with the access. I was saying that we need to switch our thought process.
So now, for him, all right, if he has the opportunity to go in the car of his friend, co-worker, he listens to those Morel.
And he absolutely loves them.
And if he absolutely loves them,
then I would buy the Morel.
There you go.
If there's any glimmer, if there's anything there that you're like, I don't know, man, then don't buy them.
Right.
Don't buy them. Buy the Focal.
Right.
The reason why you do that is because you've heard those, and you were like, man, I don't know.
Right.
Fine, then don't buy them. Buy the Focal, because that way you can be like, at least I found out. I know it's a lot of money, don't get me wrong. I get the whole money aspect of things. And you're going to love them either way. It's not like you're going to be like, oh, damn it, I made a mistake. No, not a chance. There's no chance in hell you're going to do that. It's just a matter of like, okay, I've tried these now. I've heard these. I want to hear these. Now I've heard these. These are mine. Nothing is forever, people. So if you get something today and you're just like, oh, man, if that's the last stereo you've ever owned, I'm sorry. Because, like, no, it never is.
And then you're not gonna go wrong with either one. So, little Debbie's,
little candies, little cakes, heart-shaped chocolate or white frosting snack cakes. Are we talking about like the brownies, the Little Debbie's brownies, heart-shaped chocolate, or the white frosted snack? I don't like the white frosted snack cakes. I like the Little Debbie's brownies. To me, the Little Debbie's brownies, like little heart brownies, which is kind of funny because you pay the same amount of money for like the full brownie, but the heart brownie, they like cut pieces off and throw it away, so you pay the same amount of money, you actually get less brownie, so it's kind of dumb, but yeah.
All right, on the 2000, this is gonna be quick, all right, because we have more. On the 2018 Mustang with the 9 speakers.
We already answered that.
Okay, in the 300?
Yep.
All right, El Fuego, he dropped $5, thank you, man. Millie Legend, or the Audio Frog GB 6.5.
Oh, GB 6.5.
All right, Twitter looking to a smooth, Twitter and good mid bass. All right, cool.
GB, all the way.
GB all the way. Hi-Fi Vega.
Hey, Hi-Fi in the house.
What's up, El Fernandez? What's up, brother?
Hey.
Steven, he dropped 199 2020 Hyundai Accent T-harness option, non-amplify system. Where's the option?
MetroOnline.com is going to be the place you want to go. Like we've talked about, if they don't make a T-harness, they're going to make a 70 or 71 harness for it. You buy both. So head over to MetroOnline.com. What year is the car? 2020?
It's a 2020 Hyundai. Oh, man, that's going to be crazy.
Hyundai Accent?
Yeah.
Hyundai. This is why I hated bringing my
2020 Honda Accord best speaker and amp setup. Oof, man, it's just gonna be.
So they don't make anything for a 2020.
No, it's 2020.
But it might be the same harness as a 2019. So I would start by pulling the radio and getting a picture of what is
behind it.
Yeah, what is behind it. I mean, you know, the thing is these are the problems we run into every day when we get a new car in. It's like, you know, sometimes we just have to, like we had a car come in yesterday that we took apart. So hold on, Metro speaker factory. All right, so Metro radio harness into the factory radio. All right, so here's what we got.
Thank you for the $10, man. I appreciate it, Johnny Ball.
Go into the laptop right here. So if it's the same as the 2019, which it might be, you have a 70 harness and you have a 71 harness. You buy both of these harnesses and you can make a T harness. You might have to buy two 70s just to fill in all the little pins, but this is what we do. If we can't get a T harness, we make one. Frickin' Twinkies. I'm a Zingers guy.
I love Twinkies.
I like Zingers. You probably like Zingers more than you like Twinkies. Just the Zingers are like the red with the coconut or the brown with the frosting on top. They also make a chocolate. Same as a Twinkie, just dressed up.
It's just like, you know, the softness of the Twinkie.
Well, it's the same softness.
Yeah, okay.
It's the same softness.
All right, this is gonna be back in the '95. I had 3 Alpine B12s. Did you ever working with the B12s?
Yeah, I have 2 of them at home. I have 2
really?
502s or 5002 or whatever they're called. Yeah.
Yeah. The amplifier got stolen from a friend's garage. That sucks.
Yeah, the V12s are what's in that guy's G35.
The G35. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get them on and do like a
probably
walkthrough.
the friend stole them.
Yeah. What gauge wire do you use for P3 shallows? 12. 16 in the box, 12 going to the amplifier depending on how long the run is. You know, it's just like power wire for your battery. So like most of the time, as you guys know, we're putting the amps underneath the seats. So if it's going to the trunk, we're on 12 gauge or 10 gauge depending on how big the amplifier is. Most of the time we're doing like a smaller 5-channel or something like that. We're on 12 gauge to the back. Once it gets to the back in the box, it's 16 gauge.
All right, I have $1,400 for an SQ.
Zingers for sure. Zingers the winner.
All right.
Sorry, go ahead.
All right, $1,400 for SQ subwoofer.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell me the whole system. I was going to be like, what?
For a subwoofer, what do you recommend?
So a lot of people right now are raving over the Focal Flax subwoofer, but every manufacturer makes a high-end subwoofer in the sense, when I say every manufacturer that makes a high-end component also makes a high-end subwoofer. Like, for example, I have the Morel high-end subwoofer with a 5.1-inch voice coil.
The Ultimo?
The Ultimo, that's just like about that amount of money. It's a freaking work of art. It sounds amazing. I've heard it before. I haven't heard mine. But the Focal Flax driver...
Are you going to frame that sub?
No, I'm going to put it in my car. I want a sub so bad. It's killing me. I was going to get a Frostbite box, but that went to shit.
You cold paint.
Anyways, back to the subwoofer we were talking about, SQ sub. The other thing too is you want to keep in mind SQ typically means sealed. So you're going to want to find something that handles a lot of power because you're going to want to put a lot of power on it. But nothing, I mean, there's nothing to say one woofer is better at SQ than the other. It's just a matter of what you're going for. I mean, we've looked at plenty of cars that just you look at the woofer and go, wow, that's okay. You know, like a 15 in the back of the car because that's what works best for that scenario. So I don't.
Well, I mean, Casey.
Hang on,
Casey.
2.8s.
2.8s.
Tire well.
Exactly.
Spare tire.
Beautiful, right?
Sounded phenomenal.
I didn't have the opportunity to hear it, but they say that's really nice.
I heard it. It was awesome.
Jeff has 2 10s. You know, right now,
Nick
they're competing.
Nick had one Raven 12.
One Raven 12, and then he swapped it for the Flax, and...
Well, no, he took the Flax out and put the one Raven 12 in. So,
I
mean, yeah, either way.
Same thing, but yeah.
But back to the Focal thing. If it's something you're interested in, MTI does make the factory... You can get the Focal sub already set and ready to go in a factory box from MTI, so they do make it. You can get it on Crutchfield, but you can also order it from MTI originally. They make the Crutchfield box for it, but that's Mobile Toys. It's MTI. Just type that in, you'll find it. Dean needs a Neo 15 Ground Zero. I 100% agree with that. I totally do. I got the nice 5K sitting over here. I want one.
You just need the subwoofer in the box.
Just need the box. I can get the subwoofer. The subwoofer's not a problem. I just
so
need
the box is not the problem.
The box is the problem. The box is the problem. I'm not.
It comes with the box.
Oh, shut up. God. Yeah.
Morel 5-channel amplifier running
sexy amp.
Individual channels driving Morel Hybrid 602s.
We've done
and
that.
Tempo Ultra 602s Integras in the back. That would be a good combo.
We've done that.
Mm-hmm.
We did it in the Supra. Yeah. We did it in the Supra. We did the Integras all the way around though.
It was not Supra. That was
it was a Supra. Or RX-7. RX-7, same thing.
I'm like Supra.
RX-7. We went Integras all the way around because we didn't have any place to mount the tweeter. But it's the same amount of thing. So it'll work. It'll definitely work. I personally would want to bridge that 5-channel amp and make it a 3-channel amp and just put a boatload of power on those and get something small to put onto the rear speakers. Because I feel that would be better to me. I would want the 140 watts times 2 to those speakers just to like
go crazy.
Totally. So that would be my recommendation, would be to take the 5-channel and just put that whole amp onto the front stage and find something else to power the rears. I mean, a small amp to power the rears, you can look at like audio control, like ACM 2.300, freaking sound. There's a ton of them. Sound Digital, little tiny 2-channel amp, something you just tuck somewhere. Are Image Dynamic IDQS shallow subs any good? I have not heard them. I can only assume just because Image Dynamic subwoofers in the past have been amazing. They don't play around. That I don't think they would come out with something that sucks, but I have never heard them to know.
Yeah. All right. I'm looking at the Forza 8.9 paired with the Hertz Melee components and the Audison 10-inch passive sub. Is there a better value alternative to this kit with a similar sound?
So we're doing Forza?
The Forza, yeah. With the Melee.
Melee, yeah.
I
Melee
think
what?
It's just
say
the Melee.
Pros or Legend?
It doesn't say Melee.
Hopefully
Pros.
Pros.
Or Legend.
Legends is not enough power. Pros would be okay.
Right.
The problem is that there's not a lot of... All those amplifiers, those 8-channel DSP amplifiers are all about the same amount of money. So there's really no, like, hey, cool. The only option would be if you didn't want to do active, if you wanted to go passive, obviously, you know, you have more options there. But if you're trying to go 8-channel active, they're all about the same. I mean, and that one's got probably the most power out of all of them, unless you want to go bigger. So it's not a bad way to go.
All right, I have this one. This is it's Kenwood Exxon 12-inch subwoofer with the box. Any good?
Yes.
They are good.
Yeah.
You hear them and it's like, holy moly.
So
yeah,
Bill Freeman, who's commonly in the chat on Facebook and is our Rockford rep, who's also our Kenwood rep, who's also our Audison rep, and our Morel rep. They get around. Anyways, he called us up one day like he often does, and most of the time we film it. And he was like, hey, I want you guys to hear something. He's got a Mazda, so we had the little thing pulled over so we couldn't see what was in the back there. And he's like, what do you think of this? And there he is, Mr. Smith.
Hi.
He says, what do you think of this? And we're like, honestly, we thought it was like some Rockfords, like some P3s or something like that. And I was like, it can't be because he wouldn't drive all the way over here to show us this. And then we saw it was the Redline Kenwood box, and we're like, God, Jesus, man.
They're good.
It's really nice. I love that box. Form factor is really awesome.
Yeah, you can like downfire or put it whatever you want.
So, audio control, D series or VXI series?
I'm gonna pick audio control.
Value-wise, I'm definitely picking audio control. I don't really think... Power-wise, I'm also picking the audio controls because I feel the audio controls, you just can't beat the power. Like, they have power. Like, oh my God, they're powerful. They're both exceptional amplifiers. We've done both. We've installed both. I like both, but if you're twisting my arm on which one I'm going to buy, I'm going to buy the audio control. I mean, it's just what's going to happen. Pardon me. Smith is in the house.
Yes, it is.
Donut balls.
25 to life, yes.
What's
football tomorrow, man.
Who cares? What's Donut Balls got going on over there?
I don't know.
He just dropped $5.
I'm trying to look right here. Any suggestions on eliminating the high frequency on my stock 2017 Lexus stereo? I have no upgrade options. My Focal DSP hardly make a difference.
Oh, so you're getting floor noise. So you're getting like a sound.
So everything is a stock. High frequency on my stock 2017 Lexus stereo.
Yeah, I'm guessing we're talking about floor noise. So the problem with those is right now there's not a lot.
It's not the Lexus needs low resistors?
Lexus does not. It does not need low resistors. I mean, you could put some in there, but if it's just a floor noise problem, it's just a floor noise problem. There's really not anything you can do about it. The problem you run into is that, you know, sometimes what really makes floor noise bad is if there's a tweeter from the factory that's in the car, and it's, let's say, not a really efficient tweeter, and let's say you go from a soft dome to he needs load resistors in Lexus if he's connected with aftermarket amps. Really, Jeff? Do you? Which ones would you recommend? So, all right. So Jeff is saying load resistors. So for those who don't know what the load resistors are, I would probably try the 60s or the 30s.
No, that would be the.
It's either gonna be the 20s or the blues. I mean, 20s would be safe.
I think
the LGD 20s would be safe. 60 ohm?
60
all right,
ohm.
so Jeff's calling for 60. All right, so according to our Mr. Smith here, what you want to order is go online and pick up a set of LGD 60s. They're going to be gray like this. We do have a link to them in DNF tool drawer, but you're going to want to pick up a set of these. These are load resistors. The load resistors are designed to go into the stereo and replace the load that the speakers put on them, because what is happening, see, this happens a lot of times, like GM, Ford. We haven't really run into it on Lexus, but Jeff would know because he's a Toyota guy.
Hire Jeff at 5
I don't want to. He has way too much fun driving forklifts.
Did you get the license yet?
What the LGD does is it will go into the system and it's going to add that resistance back into that factory amplifier. What is happening, and the reason for an LGD or a load resistor, whatever you want to call it, is that when that resistance is pulled away, one of two things is going to happen. If it's a Chrysler or GM, the system just shuts down because it tries to protect itself. It thinks there's an open coil and it doesn't want to blow up the amplifier. In the course of a Ford, and in this case a Lexus, what happens is the amplifier becomes unstable, and at the high frequencies is really where you start to hear that unstable sound. Like in a Ford, it ramps up and it just goes through the roof. And a lot of people were blowing tweeters in the beginning. Now on a Ford, all you need is blue LGDs. You just need a small load to just go in there, and it lowers its heart rate is the easiest way to think about it. So now you need these for every channel that you're connected to. So if you have 4 channels, this is 4 channels. This is a pair, so you have front and rear. Now if you have 6 channels or 8 channels, you have to get them for every channel set. So this is a pair, meaning there's a left and a right. So this is 2 lefts, 2 rights. You can do the math and figure out what you're going to need.
Thank you, David, for the $10, man.
Okay. And we've talked about that.
Somebody say, who's saying?
What's
Jeff can tune by ear.
Yeah, he still uses an RTA. What's a good SQ amp for highs, Jeff? He's going to say Helix. I'll just answer for him. He loves his Helix stuff. That's what he's running right now. Helix and Audio Frog.
What's a good SQ?
Hey, long time viewer. Appreciate all you do. Currently in a conundrum. Have everything for my new installation except for a head unit. Ooh.
The problem, I don't have a head unit. My situation is
I got it.
Someone unit.
He needs a head unit. I mean, right now the head unit I'm currently rocking is the DMX 1057 XR, which is crazy. Fernando, of course, is rocking the what Jacob just said, the RSX GS9. If you're trying to build a SQ system, something like a GS9 would be pretty awesome to have, for sure. They're almost about the same amount of money. It really comes down to features versus sound quality. For me, I need something with a screen because I need to integrate my air conditioning and all that crap, or I got to go back to a pack kit, which I didn't like. Looks cool, didn't like it, killed my battery, whole nother story. But the GS9 is definitely, it's a DAC head unit, man. It's just made for sound quality, for sure. But there again, and no, the 99 and the 80 don't even hold a candle to that. So the DAC radio is phenomenal, and I would put my 57 XR against the 99 or the 80 any day. Overall sound quality.
I think for what
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna get hate. Whatever.
Yeah, I think.
Sorry, Fang.
I think for what you want, probably the GS9 will be the.
I have everything I need except a technician.
Hey, man, it's a plus. Why not?
Yeah.
So Rockford Fosgate T500.1.
Yeah.
Has the signal in clipped light constantly illuminate red even with the signal input disconnected.
That means there's something wrong with the amplifier.
Powers on in place, but could this harm my subwoofer? The signal out is good.
Well, something is affecting the input of the amplifier, so there could be something wrong with the input stage in the amplifier, and that's why you're getting that light. If you've unplugged it and you're still that doesn't make any sense. So definitely want to rethink that or figure out what's going on. Maybe throw an oscilloscope on there and check the source unit.
The source?
I don't know, but the light should not be on constantly. That's not normal. And with that, we're going to call it a Saturday, guys. Wow. That's right. It's over. We've been having fun. Tomorrow's the Super Bowl, which means party. This show has been brought to you by the fine folks at D&F Tool Drawer. That's right, the place you can go to find all the cool tools that you can use to be your own technician. If you want to do this kind of stuff, you need some tools. This is the place to go to find everything. These are the tools we use. You can also head over to teespring.store/5star where you can find cool
coffee mugs,
5-star swag. And then if you're a fan of the boring life, hey, boring, baby. That's what it's all about. But any one of those, we'll get you into the tees. We're also over on Patreon if you want to do that. I don't know what I was going to say. But it's the weekend, and it's a party weekend, which means you guys are all going to be doing crazy stuff. I'm just saying, you got to make it home alive, guys. If you're going to be going out doing some antisocial or non-social or social behavior, whatever you want to call it, if you're going to be hitting the bars and drinking, Ubers, Lyfts, man. Spend the money, make it home alive. An Uber or Lyft is way cheaper than a funeral and or a court date. Just saying. What? What?
That's gonna be... Alright, so quick.
Yeah.
That's it. Miguel, 2021 Silverado 1500 thinking of the Morel Hybrid 602 fronts and Morel Hybrids Integra. What amplifier with DSP would you recommend? Also a jail audio style box.
I would go with the D 4.800 and the LC 1.8. I would do the audio control 5-channel mix where I go the D 4.800 and the LC 1.800. If I want to go full active front with a sub, then I do the D 61200 and the LC 1.800. The problem is going to be space. They're bigger amplifiers. However, if you have the cool cubbyhole back seats, then you'll be able to fit them in there. We've done that. We put that as on an Instagram show.
You don't go with the Rock 4T series? Like 404?
No, not if I could. I mean, if I got the room, I'm going audio control. Otherwise, yeah, then I got to go. But then I'm going to do three
amplifiers. 750.1, 404, and 402.
Yeah, if I have to go room underneath the seat, I'll do the 3 Rockfords.
All right, guys.
With the
See you guys later.
All right, guys, you have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the game. Go Bucks.
Go
for
Bucks,
whatever that means. I have no idea. Don't really care. Have a wonderful night, guys. Bye.